The President of the United States stood on a stage, shook the hands of the journalists he is currently suing for $10 billion, and then told them to smile more. To a German watching from Berlin, this is where American politics stops being governance and becomes theater with a very expensive plot twist. Let us explain the ritual first, because it does not exist in our world. Every year, the Washington Press Corps and the President gather for a black-tie dinner where they are supposed to gently mock each other. It is more than 100 years old. The idea is charming. For one night, power and the press pretend to be friends. In Germany, the Chancellor does not headline a comedy roast of the reporters who cover him. We find the whole arrangement quietly astonishing. This year was the first time Donald Trump attended as president, and the evening carried some weight. The dinner had been abruptly cancelled 3 months earlier after an armed 31-year-old man stormed a security checkpoint at the hotel during the first course. A guard was injured, the man arrested. Security was tightened, guests cut from roughly 2,600 down to 700, and the venue moved to the Waldorf Astoria, a hotel that in Trump's first term still carried his own name. He opened with jokes. He noted cheerfully that he built the hotel himself and that it cost far less than the renovation of the Federal Reserve he keeps attacking. His presidency, he said, works better on the second attempt and would be even better on a third. A small wink at a third term the Constitution does not permit. The room laughed. Then, over more than an hour, the warmth curdled. Trump turned on the press directly. He admitted he might be, in his words, oversensitive, but insisted the people in the room did not treat him well. He said he had read that 93% of his coverage was negative, and asked how the devil he had won the election so decisively if the writing was so bad. Here is the contradiction that defines the man. Before his speech, journalists were honored on that very stage for investigating him, including the newspaper that revealed he had once sent a birthday card to a convicted trafficker. Trump denies writing it and is suing that paper for $10 billion. He stood before those same people, shook their hands, and threw his arms up in mock confusion when the lawsuit was mentioned. And yet he cannot leave the media alone. He boasted that he handed out his phone number to reporters because he was not getting enough calls, called it the dumbest thing he ever did, then admitted he sometimes uses those calls to turn a bad story into a good one. That is the whole show in one sentence. He defames the press relentlessly, sues them for sums larger than some national budgets, and craves their attention more than anyone else in the room. For us watching from Europe, the tale is simple. A leader who genuinely didn't care would not have talked for an hour about how much they hurt him. That's the view from here. What does it look like where you are? Drop it in the comments and subscribe for the perspective American media won't give you.